Americans, what has been shown is facility listings, improper drop-offs and changes. Dyrus Fort, our military bases, Goodfellow, Blitz, Little Rocks, New Mexico has governance violations, delivering and handling and charging, showing that they want more ballot box stuffing as Sanctuary City, card post, post office jobs became this only call is falling out inside all of Fusion. Comey set up 50 of those locations for blank amnesty. Also, veto ballot box rights violation. Fire TV as Amazon will not be allowed paid as 4th of July equipment post. All 50 states now nosedive as Fort Wayne. Wayne Williams loads as killing kids on all those government handling of rights violations as kids in daycare. License fee filings. Why has the military pursued 333 buses, school buses? This is outlawed that a premise of age school students may be accompanied to a military facility and not have been taken into custody, as accepting them as a part of this government for war funding. This is not allowed to be called a babysitter as cities, as migrant shoring, military houses. If we have no military, the military is doing babysitting work instead of doing a prisoner counting. What do we have left? Has the mob run rampant in bribing everybody? That's what I'm looking at as this instigation. Why has this mob listing as all of these lines showing that these children are men in training, new arrivals as daycare providers? Where is the outrage about this arrangement? This is our military. The mob has brought Vietnamese men here the same way years ago, back during Truman's days, for welfare placings. These were enemy lines. How many military men are being killed for war funds as this mob outfit? To last line in the U.S. registry as database fraud. It's at all cost of our lives. This means no tax records are to be given as gifting extra expenses to each and every household, shown to be our military enforcement as tax dollar support. The mob has Venezuela as saving these accounts filed as guns gone wrong as ID theft, background checks, as more airstrikes fall, joining the military for airstrikes. Army posting, as I said, all these pardons are not allowed as a conviction has been shown. There are limits to the rules of law. Therefore, the migrants' ballot box voting as pardons are fallen. I said these are not our kids. They're Mexican citizens. And there's nothing shameful about that announcement of wording. Stephanie Miller as Robert Mueller, last line, is probing daycare filing, Social Security, media downplay as Tom Miller as the IG of Iowa, in government courtroom filing as all is gone, as IRS funding warnings. Why is everything taking too long? Now, if you want to start seeing people lose more jobs as invalid premise, stay away from all of this assisting Mexico's economy. No one is lacing a pet shore. These are not our kids. The homeless on the street, men and women, and some females with 5 or 6 kids in homeless shelters, those are our citizens. I am not PC, correct? In fact, I said these are not our kids. These are Mexico's citizens, and they do have budgets to take care of the welfare benefit for each and every one of them. If anybody trash talks my words, I will migrants fail all this going on too long post and downsize your entire network. On a migrant circumstance, Americans, we have to start up the discussion to halt all the tourism to Mexico, as this is harming your lifestyles for welfare checks, as naming you in as all vagrancies has been running rampant, just wreaking havoc on the land. Staying off those cruise liners as well. Go back to laying shade for your own leisure. Things that you can change without all of this reaction to why Mexico has been infiltrating all our ballot boxes, preparing for the upcoming election in July. So from all of your lifestyles, you were to keep believing that things were not to be recovered, but to start up more businesses. As Mexico has made nothing as ships and delivery. Junior Mint is also one of the candies Mexico supports filings for, is all these junior tax credit shelters. Ford cars also dying. You all must make the attempt to shut down all these voices that have not been heard. I said it's time for Mexican citizenship to be relieved of slavery as well. It's time for everybody to go back home to their proper territory credits. The reason the world is suffering through all of this darkness is because Mexico mob has infiltrated this crime on all other lands. I have said so. So yes, let it all go. Tecate beer, Solo beer, Sol beer, Corona beer, Modelo beer, giving it all back as those DUI paid holiday listings. March the 5th, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Don't give them any more accessing to any more of your Cancun visitation rights as Raccoon Animal Planet's leadership for trip advisors. I said so. I said shutting all things down at once as a sun panel and quit equipping the listings. That everything is not what it seems. Mexico suddenly wants to help? Why have you not called for all of your citizens to return home? This is another trick. So hold it all. Sundance TV show, film, action heroes, last line. All of it has gone on too long. Get off of all this lining the pockets of the mafia that are premise that no matter how bad they treat you, infiltrating your privacy credit, treating you like the immigrants as a high-risk call, making the mob's filters more wealth. Immigrants' restaurants are also Mexico to be stayed away from. Don't occupy them at all. Slavery is to be discussed. Nothing else. Mexican food by the supermarket rings. Government is not allowed to show up in trade shows as all our ballots stealing our names, as housing is misrepresented. So I said so. All their talented civilians, we love you, but you have to be relieved out of this slavery as well. Iglesias, a comedian, that means church. Action File, citizens, Taco Bell, weed industry. Also, back down from all of the shoring of safety. From all your houses, TV shows. You must fight back so that the mob knows the scenery controlling your paychecks has to change too. Now, let go. Tripwires falls. As I said, shut it all off. Hiring themselves as stuffing ballots. Why are 20,000, I said 1,000, kids on IRS paid panels stealing your names, killing your children and our black men and black women on the streets for startups? Housing them on military bases? The military stomps out offenses. Now that is our final line of defense. Why are they being taught to become house doctrines, daycare providers? Anybody that comes on a military base has been taken into custody as a prisoner of war. Invading this country is a federal offense. That is why we went to war. Halt all tequila, Cuervo IPO, nightclubs, bars, Mexican businesses only. All of this must be hired as a fall. Churches also. Action films, toys, Dora Explorer, toys. All the movies that Mexican civilianship has sprung on American tax credits. No more spring breaks. Don't go on this holiday spree as Sky Miles. Also, Baja California. It falls most wanted ads pay listings as Utah is also to shut down. The government shut down its facilities for 68 days in 1997, 1986 for those casino workers. So we have to start stopping all of this tourism calling. The subject matter is you've stayed too long. American citizens are still being killed. And these immigrants are helping themselves to all of your birth history as paying themselves $174,000. So do not be fooled. Do not visit Cuba. Let all of this tourism find no fault. I said getting on with the shutdown. Americans have stayed on this shore showing all of our facilities that we have said so. We're not supporting the economy. It all has to downsize. Why does the State Department have 800,000 citizens when there are only 50 states? That's almost 1 million in itself. All of the immigrants come to the United States and they're hired as government workers, gaining contracts, while our men and women are suffering, losing everything that they have, including their homes and jobs. You have to say so. You have to see why the other governments, the citizens, are saying these people are coming, shrinking up government funding, harming their benefit packages, doing the same in the United States. I said so. Now let go.